In 2012, Trayvon Martin was killed in Sanford, Florida, 15 minutes away from my home. I watched as this local tragedy gained national attention on social media. However, for over a month, there were no suspects charged with the crime. People often retweet and repost acts of injustice on social media in order to raise awareness about these events. However, there's no option for users to easily share these events with civil rights groups or local officials who can bring about policy change and justice. That's why we created getJustice. getJustice empowers users with easy access to their political power. In under 30 seconds, users can report acts of injustice that they see on social media with local officials and civil rights groups without ever leaving their social feed. Over the past few weeks, we spent some time in research and development. We did a Facebook poll and saw there was a huge need for this product, and we even had a chance to meet with Mayor Pro Temp Jillian Johnson and the Durham County Sheriff, Clarence Burkhead, to dive deeper into these issues and build a multi-platform solution. I'll hand it over to Dave to talk about our first solution.
Thank you, Tiana. Our first user is Andrew, who wants to remain anonymous. You can come to our website and mouse over the extension button. Here you can see a brief description. When he clicks on it, it takes him to the Chrome Web Store, where he can add our extension to his Chrome browser. That way, when he's on Twitter, scrolling through, and sees something he wishes to report, he can click on our extension and have a pop-up show up. Inside the pop-up, there are 3 instances. If you mouse over each of them, there is a legal definition inside of each one, as well as a thumbnail of the screenshot taken while he was browsing. When you click, there are 3 pre-populated fields here we see. Each one represents a group that handles these types of incidences. If you mouse over, you'll see more information inside. Each of these can be selected or deselected as Andrew wishes. And there are any of these options. We can also scroll below and see that there is an email field that's been pre-filled. Andrew can add more information if he has more information to add to the report, if he so chooses. There's also the ability to remove the screenshot, should Andrew wish, and submit. Some of the challenges we faced while building this extension was actually getting the screenshot taken, and then turning that into data that we could then put into our app, and then take it from our app and turn that into something that Django could then use to add as an attachment to an email. To speak further on that, I'm going to hand it over to Sowmya to tell us about our desktop user.
Thanks, Dave. So if the extension was the coolest and the toughest part of what we have to do, we also have a desktop user called Sandra, who could be any of you. Sandra gets to log in. If Andrew was anonymous, Sandra gets to log in. Because we found when we spoke to Sheriff Burkhead that if a citizen puts his or her name on a report that you send, there's a greater possibility of the case reaching its logical end, which is what we all want. So Sandra logs in, clicks on a civil rights violation, which is what she wants to report, and her name gets pre-filled, her email address gets pre-filled because she's logged into our app. We can also log into the extension. And she also sends an image. She can add an image from her phone, whatever she's taken, any incident, and then she sends it. She doesn't need to, but she can. And it gets delivered straight to the live email box of whoever the recipient is, attached with the image. We use Python. These are all words I didn't know before I came to Momentum, so just to clarify further on why I was terrified. We use Python, Django, and an external email server. Both in the extension we use JavaScript. Here we use Python and an email external server. And we sent it. See, I'm still fumbling on words. And we use JavaScript to pre-fill the forms. And we used Bootstrap for the layout of this website. Our great friend and colleague Taylor helped us with the design. He came up with the idea. But my own background as a journalist made us work on this as a newspaper layout and use the content and that. We brought the sobriety of the newspaper, but we've made it more modern and more adapted to the web. And the flag that we used is the Pan-African flag, with which we are reaching out to this demographic which will probably use it the most. I'm handing it over to Tiana, who will tell you more about what our app can do.
Thanks, Sowmya. A mobile user goes through a similar experience as a website or extension user. After successfully submitting a report, they'll be able to see more resources to engage their political power. They'll be able to register to vote. We even included a cool plugin where they can type in their address or zip code and see who their state and federal representatives are, as well as contact information should they want to contact them. They'll also be able to see their rights when reporting and their civil rights. The poll that we did at the beginning of this project gained over 200 votes on Facebook. In a nutshell, we asked Facebook users, if you saw an act of injustice on social media and in under 15 seconds could share it with civil rights groups and local officials, would you? Of the 204 people who answered, 195 people said yes. getJustice may not solve all the problems that the world is facing overnight, but it gives a voice to people who often go unheard, and we were able to learn a lot about working as a team and coding in the process. Thank you.